base. And on at first is Eisenreich. We'll be back at you on Monday night when those Houston Astros come to town for the first time. Tune in Larry Rosen's pregame at 7. More of the game for you at 7:30. That'll be Danny Jackson and Greg Swindell. Outside, ball one.
Good matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Good pitching matchup. We'll be back on Wednesday night, too, and Pete Harnish will pitch that game against Terry Mulholland. 2 out of the 3 games on Prism. The middle game on Sports Channel. Now the signs, of course, a lot tougher to read now with a runner on second because they go to different signs, combinations, pumps, whatever. Gary Maddox loves to sit up here and figure out those signs all the time. He was one of the great ones at peering in at catchers. Here's Hollins at second, and Eisenreich at first, 1 out.
One of the great guys who used to steal him also, third base coach of Phillies, Larry Boa. Larry, who would either lead off or hit second in the lineup, was able to get the signs, and when he was on base, he was able to flash the signs back into us hitting in the 3, 4, 5, 6 spots.
Did you like that?
Oh, I loved it. Anytime you know even location, if you have an idea where the ball's going to be inside or out, it makes it a lot easier to hit.
Swinging at a miss by Incaviglia. And yet you'll hear, I was just going to say, yet you'll hear guys don't like it.
Yeah, they don't, because you know they're sure whether or not you're going to get the right pitch. Well, that's a chance you got to take, as we see the production Incaviglia has this season. But if I'm hitting and I have a pitcher like Reynosa on the mound who's a lot of slop, and the guy second base can give me a sign to let me know the ball's either going to be in or out, that's a big advantage or a plus for me.
2-1 on Incaviglia with Kim Baptiste waiting on deck. Phillies have yet to pick up a base hit. They trail 1-0 here in the second inning. They have Reynosa in a little trouble. Incaviglia high in the air, deep left center field. Back goes Jones at the wall. No, the ball's in play. Holland scores, coming to third and staying there is Eisenreich, and it's a tie game. He almost made another great catch.
Well, he had it and he dropped it. He had the ball and he dropped it. Last night he made a terrific catch, which in reality cost the Phillies at least a tie, if not the game. And we'll show it to you. Incaviglia, this body by Jake hit the ball off the end of the bat. Normally when you hit a ball off the end of the bat, it doesn't go very far. And Jones goes up, has the ball, and then as he comes down, the ball is out of his glove. Watch it one more time. You see him? The ball is actually the ball is behind his glove.
They missed it.
The ball hit behind his glove. It looked like he had it, but the ball hit behind his glove and came down on the backside of the wall.
7th double, 34th RBI for Pete Incaviglia on his 34th hit. What a job he's doing. Oh, they're going to bring the infield all the way in for Baptiste. We mentioned Kim is a late addition to the lineup. Mariano Duncan is ill tonight and not able to start the ball game. He was in the original lineup. Scratch right prior to game time.
Well, if it's any indication of what Baptiste did last night, he'll get nothing but breaking balls.
Line drive left field. That's a base hit. 2 runs will score. Baptiste will go to second with a double, and the Phillies lead it 3-1 as he made up for the tough night he had last night. And he just grabbed the back of his leg.
Yeah,
when
he was hobbling.
Second. Oh my. Hopefully he's all right, but he grabbed at his leg.
It looked like he pulled a muscle. As Chris said, he grabbed his leg, rounding first. He was not running very quick at all. Had it been a good throw, they would have got him out. Last night, they fed him a steady diet of breaking balls. Here, the slider was on the outside corner, but it was a strike. And as he hit the ball down the left field line, he rounded first base, and he might have had a little hamstring pull. Now, Larry Boa is motioning for Jeff Cooper, the trainer, to come out. And the throw, when it came in, was offline. Had it been a better throw, they had a good chance to get Kim Baptiste.
Well, Phillies have some problems tonight. I mean, they do not have a shortstop because Duncan is ill and probably not able to play. So we will just see more. Indeed, he could play there in an emergency because he was signed as a shortstop. But then you don't have a second baseman. So they're really hurting tonight because they're short a man anyway. They're hoping to fill the roster hole by tomorrow.
Well, Larry Bernard, just the pitching coach of the Rockies, just went out to have a little chat with Reynosa. 2 bad breaking pitches, especially after featuring a lot of breaking pitches to Baptiste last night, made him look real bad. This one caught a good deal of the plate, and Baptiste responds with a double, but in the process, he pulls a muscle, and the Phillies are trying to figure out what they're going to do. I would almost bet, Chris, that they have to leave him in They really don't have a shortstop. Maybe try and wrap it.
See, Pagosi is talking to him like, now, come on, tell me, how bad is this?
Yeah.
He's had these before. And Pagosi's very worried right now because he does not have many bullets as far as the infield goes.
Well, I would venture to say that Kim Batiste will remain in the game, and then in the next inning or so, Jeff Cooper will work some magic either to wrap that leg, get something on it, ice it down or something. Well, I guess it's bad enough they're going to bring him out.
Oh, my. Well, we'll see what happens, and your guess is as good as mine what they're going to do right now. As I've mentioned since the beginning of the game that Duncan is ill and not able to play in the ball game, and he's not even on the bench.
Well, I better get some hot tea or something ready because he's going to come out.
He's got to play now.
Yeah.
Well, this is sucking it up right now. Here comes Duncan, going to give it a go.
No, this is the difference between a guy that has to do something for the team. When you're not feeling well, you're sick, and you're the only guy. This is, as you said, you suck it up. You go out there and you give them the best you got. It might not be 100%, but you're going to give them something.
Boy, Duncan's walking out there. All they told us was he is ill.
Yeah, well, usually it's flu-like symptoms, stomach problems, and whatnot. But you can see him walking out towards second base very slowly. And he was in the training room. He was not on the bench as we panned the bench, so he was inside, probably laying on the training table or doing something in there. And Jeff Cooper, as Bergosi sent him in, left the field, went in and got him.
Well, it's a 3-1 ball game right now, but the Phillies are in trouble with the infield.
Well, can you play short?
Not anymore.
I know you used to.
Not very well then either.
Well, in this case, they may need you. You know, we'll have to call down there.
Tommy Green, the batter, fouls away. Well, Green has a 2-run lead as Batiste doubled into the corner and then blew a tire on his way into second base. Phillies shorthanded by a man at game time and almost 2 because of Duncan's illness. But they have Duncan out there at second base now. There's Tommy Green, 3 for 4 in the last game that he played at Colorado, including a home run, his first since he hit one in Montreal a couple years ago. Those RBIs for Batiste, number 7 and 8.
What number would you like to wear?
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Well, we'll see what happens, how long Duncan can go tonight, and then what happens tomorrow.
Well, I think the Phillies, this might precipitate a move to from their minor leagues, possibly a Jeff Manto or somebody along those lines, get up another infielder. I don't know who they have down there playing shortstop. Stocker?
Struck him out on a breaking ball. Yeah, Stocker's a guy they don't want to bring up at this point. Victor Rodriguez is down there too, but he's an offensive player. You know, not a guy known to play shortstop real well. So we'll just wait and see. Lee Thomas and Eddie Wade and Dal Unser.
Seems Bergosi, they all put their heads together tonight. By the way, that was a very good breaking pitch that Reynoso threw Green. Had he thrown that to Batiste, he wouldn't be behind by 2 runs now.
So Dykstra, the batter. Lenny grounded out to short his first time up. On second base is Mariano Duncan now with 2 outs, and the Phillies with 3 runs in the inning, deleted by 3-1. Dykstra has a word with Angel Hernandez, a home plate umpire, on that pitch.
Larry Bowa's got to be wondering what to do on a base hit if Dykstra so gets one, if he can store Duncan.
Sure.
Boston's moved in left field about 2 or 3 steps, and the center fielder Jones playing a little bit towards left center on Dykstra.
In the dirt, and a nice play by Schaefer. Take a look at what Jay was just talking about. You see Boston cheating a couple of steps in left field. That's Chris Jones in center. And over in right field, Dante Bichette.
Bichette almost in dead right center, giving Dykstra the right field line by a good 50 feet.
One and one to Dykstra. Fly ball deep right center field, but Bichette has a lot of room. He waits. He puts it away, and that'll do it for the Phillies here in the second. They pick up 3 runs. They do it with 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. 3-1 Phillies after 2.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, and you always come through. And you're giving
drawing of the daily number. Draw the first digit, please. Now the second digit.
Yes. Yes.
Draw the third digit.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. That's today's daily number.
Wow! Look at it! Look at it! It's the same number! I got it! Bernie! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
It's the 10th reunion of the National League Champs. The 83 Phillies play an 83 All-Star team Saturday, June 19th, 6 p.m. in the Heroes of Baseball game, compliments of Upper Deck. Before the Phillies play the Marlins at 7:35. Call 463-1000.
10th reunion of the 1983 National League Champs, the Phils, as they come back to play a team of Major League All-Stars. See Mike Schmidt, Tug McGraw, Gary Matthews, Gary Maddox, and some additions we're going to get to Saturday, June 19th at 7:35 against the Marlins. And that game will begin at 6 o'clock. Compliments of Upper Deck. Call 463-1000 for your tickets. There is a not up to par Mariano Duncan in the game now at shortstop, as Reynoso rips at it and fouls away. Von Hayes, John Denny, and Tony Perez have been added to that game.
Really? We're going to have some Phillies on the National League All-Stars. I'm a little... Larry Bowe and I will have to play against our former mates.
That's right, you guys will be playing them.
Uh-huh.
That one hit for Reynoso this year is a home run off Trevor Wilson. It came to Candlestick Park. That's his only Major League hit. He is 1 for 20 on the season, 1 for 22 lifetime. And he gets a wild swing at that one, and down on strikes goes Reynoso. That is strikeout number 4 for Tommy Green. One away here in the third.
Nice pitch by Green. He goes right after him. As you can see, Duncan setting up outside. The pitch wasn't even a strike, but great location.
Happy birthday tonight to Rocco DeSangro from Tacony. He's 66. And to Chick Jones of South Philadelphia, 76 years old today. Hope they're enjoying the ball game. Here's the leadoff man, Eric Young, who popped his short. That was Batiste at the time. Kin gone now. It looked to be a hamstring pull. We'll get a report on that later. Young takes a breaking ball outside.
Boy, he is really jumping at that pitch, isn't he? I mean, he's way out in front. Green pulls a string on him. He just corkscrew himself right in the ground.
Tommy Green 5-0 with a 1.99 earned run average this season at Veterans Stadium, and 15 and 6 lifetime in this ballpark. Leading the league in earned run average at 186 at game time. Opponents hitting just 180 against him.
That time Young looking for something off speed, got the fastball right in his wheelhouse.
And the count on him is 2-2 with one out here in the third. Phil's ahead 3-1. Struck him out. That's strikeout number 5 for Tommy Green, and we're only in the third inning. Mulholland had 14 of them last night.
Green going after Eric Young with a looks like a slider on the outside corner. Great pitch. Young, a very highly touted prospect in the Dodge organization. They lost him to the Rockies in the draft. Here, Green makes some pretty good pitches on him, and Young has to take a right and go back to the dugout.
Here comes his Chris Jones coming into the game tonight, a 304 lifetime hitter against the Phillies. That's even better now, since he is 1 for 1 with a double, and he scored Colorado's run. Some good base running. Moving to third on the pass ball, getting a deep jump on the wild pitch and scoring. This guy's played really aggressively in these games. Just trying to show that he can play up here. He's taking that center field job away from Alex Cole right now with his play. Check swing right back to Green. Make sure he doesn't let it get through him, and throws out Jones. Strong inning for Green. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We are through 2 1/2, and the Phils lead it by a score of 3-1. Time now for a Phils profile tonight. Larry Rosen visits with that gentleman right there, Phillies right fielder Jim Eisenreich.
he has typified, really helped define the role of role player for the 1993 Phillies. Jim Eisenreich has done whatever the Phillies have asked. Late inning defense, a spot start, a key pinch hit at bat. Learning to play off the bench has taken time for the veteran Eisenreich.
You know, I watch the game and try to get a feel for the game and see how it's going, you know, and what we're going to need in a certain situation, and then I prepare for that mentally, and then physically, you know, probably an inning or so before I start to get loose and just prepare for that time that I may be called on. And if it worked well last year, you know, with the Royals, and hopefully I can do the same this year with the Phillies. And you know, whatever I can do to help, you know, I have to be ready for that. And I only get one chance a game, you know, and so that's I have to produce, and hopefully I can do it to the best I can possibly be.
Well, everybody loves fireworks, especially here in Philadelphia when the Phillies put on that great show every year. 2 of them this year on Friday, July the 2nd. Don't forget that's going to be a make-up doubleheader with the Padres starting at 4:35. Fireworks afterwards, and then the next night on the 3rd, the Padres here at 7 o'clock. We'll have them for you again. Both nights are compliments of Mellon PSFS. Don't wait to order your tickets. You know there'll be huge crowds. They always are. So stop by the Mellon PSFS ticket office at Broad and Chestnut or at 463-1000. Just make that call for your tickets. Fireworks night, always a big night at the vet. Morandini, the batter, he beats one off his foot. He was robbed by Charlie Hayes his first time up. Charlie plays him way off the line, and Morandini hit a smash to Hayes' right. He went down and picked him and then threw wide to first, and Galarraga held the bag. There you see the Rockies third baseman Hayes, how far off the line he is.
2 fine defensive plays on that one, because Galarraga, and they've nicknamed him the Big Cat, had to dive for the ball towards right field and just did keep his toe from his right foot on the bag.
Phillies with 3 runs last inning, lead at 3-1. And the pitch from Reynoso, and this is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Reynoso is 27 years of age. He's a 6-foot, 186-pounder. Keeps sinking that fastball to the left-handed hitters. They've had a little bit of a look at him now, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike on Mickey. That Mitch Miller look. Maybe some people don't remember that. Huh? Yeah.
Mitch Miller, huh?
Young people are out there saying, who? Base hit, right field.
Well, that's one way to do it. If they pick you going to left field, hit it to right. Morandini got the pitch inside, and he turned on it. The pitch was a sinking fastball away in his first at-bat. He hit a bullet, was an out. Here, it's a breaking ball just at the knees, and Morandini turned and rifled the shot out to Bichette and right.
Philly's getting some pretty good swings at Reynoso right now. And Kruk, the batter, he struck out his first time up. 2 strikeouts in the game for Reynoso. He's also walked 2. Both the batters he walked, Hollins and Eisenreich, in the 2nd inning, scored runs.
Well, those walks will kill you, won't they?
So many times you look at a pitcher after a ball game's over, and the walks have done just that to him if he loses.
There's a book out called the Elias Sports Book that has all these different statistics from years gone by, current and whatnot, and they gave a percentage of 67% of the time that a walk occurs, that run scores. That's
really high.
That's high.
Good move by Reynoso. That's the reports on him. He's balked once tonight. The reports are he has a very quick move to first. He also does some head bobbing out there before he throws over.
Morandini had to dive back for that one. He didn't quite get the lead he wanted, but Chris said very quick move. We just have to make sure it's not a balk.
And the report from trainer Jeff Cooper is a strained left hamstring for Kim Baptiste, so he is day-to-day.
Well, I'm sure the other side of it is that Fregosi probably didn't want to take any chances on hurting it anymore. Get him out now. Maybe you can get him back in a couple days or 3 days or whatever.
Reynoso misses outside to Kruk, 1-0. That's the first pitch delivered to him after a couple moves over to first. Kruk with that big hole now on the right side. He's been taking advantage of that, and this guy throws so many off-speed pitches. He has a good chance to hook a ball in that hole. Oh, there's another quick move. This guy, you're not going to get off too far on him. Better not.
And the other good thing that Reynoso does with that quick move is it gives his catcher, Danny Schaefer, a little bit more time to try and throw out a base runner. And Schaefer, not a bad arm.
The 1-0 pitch. Truck wants a ball to pull, and he pitches him away again. He takes it 2-0. Schaefer having a little trouble getting the handle on that one, but Morandini doesn't go. Truck with a long look down at Larry Ball at third.
And you're right, for a hitter, this is a perfect situation to look for a ball to hit on the ground, because you don't have to hit the ball good. With Galarraga playing on the bag, holding Morandini on, you just got to get the ball on the ground. You got an easy base hit, but it's got to be a pitch you can pull.
There's a strike. You can see Reynoso, what we were talking about, Jay. He looks to second a lot. Bobs his head towards second, and then he'll fire over to first, and that's what the report said on him, to be aware of that. When he starts doing that with his head, the odds are he's coming over there.
Last guy I remember doing that was a guy by the name of Luis Tion. Pitched for many years. Had a very different motion with bob his head and then used about 3 or 4 different stops. Another quick throw to first base, and Morandini diving back.
That's the other thing he does, is very quickly just throw over there. Hank King's report's excellent as always. He'll like that, getting a little publicity.
Oh, you got to like his reports. Guys on the road, probably 5 out of 6 months, scouting all these teams for the Phillies in advance before they play them.
Truck hits it to left field. Pretty deep, but Boston looks like he has room. He does at the front of the warning track, grabs it, and that's the first out of the inning. These left-handed hitters are hitting some balls to left field when they want to pull it, and that's probably because of all this off-speed stuff, getting out front a little bit.
A lot of hitting is timing, and when you have a pitcher like Reynoso that changes speeds, throws from different angles, and also throws 3 or 4 different types of changeups, it's very difficult to get the timing. And John Kruk, as he ran down to first, kind of mumbling to himself, really upset that he hit the ball to left field. He wanted something he could pull.
Holland's the batter. Dave walked leading off the second, scored the Phillies' first run. That tied the game at the time. They added 2 more in the inning.
You can see Reynoso right there keeping everything away that's close to the plate from the left-hand batter. If he's going to come in, he's going to come in inside, way inside. So you almost have to pull it. He doesn't want to give you anything on the plate on the inside corner.
Looks like he just went with a fastball in. There goes that head bobbing. Hollins rips it foul. It was a fastball in. He got it way in, and Hollins hit it way foul.
That's all he wants. It's a long strike. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do with that pitch unless you try and hit it off your foot. Hollins really got his hips through, and you can see how he pulled the ball way foul. Now, if that pitch is a little bit more over the center of the plate, then he's going to hit it fair. But Reynoso's not going to give you a pitch over the center of the plate. He's going to try and hit the corner or pitch you way inside by 2 to 3 inches.
Dave Hollins up among the league leaders in RBIs with 43, and runs scored, now 41 of them. There he stays away from him again. It's 2-1. I mean, as a left-handed hitter, if we look at Dave Hollins scoring runs and 18 runs his last 19 games, well, you just had to love it when a man was on first to that hole.
Oh, I did.
Heck yeah.
All I look for is a ball that I could try and hit on the ground. It's almost like playing pepper. What you have to do is you have to make sure that it's a pitch that you can handle. Like a sinking fastball, you really don't want to hit that pitch. You want to hit something that's up, you know, maybe 3 or 4 inches above the knees up to your letters, because you can almost swing down like you're chopping wood or chopping a tree down, or swinging an axe, and just hit the ball right on the ground, and the ball on turf is going to get through there easy.
Morandini has a decent lead, but he shortened it because of the good move of Reynoso's. And the count now 3-1 on Hollins. Reynoso seems overly concerned with Morandini, and now he's falling behind Hollins, who takes a look at Boa. You see the pitch total on Reynoso. Not a good ratio. Phillies have had 5 base runners so far, 3 hits and 2 walks. 3-1 to Dave Hollins. There's that head bob, and boom, over to first. Morandini perfect in 5 stolen base attempts this year. He does not go, and it's a strike call on the outside corner. Now we'll see if Morandini takes off in the pitch, which he probably will, with a count of 3-2 to Dave Hollins.
Well, if it's a strike, you know Hollins is going to be hacking. And he's got a good enough eye that if it's a little bit outside, with all the walks that he's had this year, 32 of them, he'll let it go.
There he goes. And he swings and misses at a changeup, throw to second, safe. Morandini steals his 6th in a row. 2 outs in the inning, and Morandini now at second base.
Morandini did not get a very good jump, but because Hollins swung, it made Schaefer wait just a little bit longer, and the throw down there was in front of the bag. Had Castilla caught that ball on the bag, Morandini would have been out. But Mickey steals his 6th base in 6 attempts.
And Dalton, the batter. Darren is flying to left. Darren looking to put a little hurt on the Rockies, who have been getting him out in this series in key spots so far. Dalton is 0 for 2 lifetime off Reynoso. We mentioned the Phillies faced Reynoso one other time when he was in an Atlanta Braves uniform and roughed him up. That strikeout for him is 3rd. The on-deck batter is Eisenreich. Phillies with 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors, and the Rockies a run on 2 hits and no errors. That's playable. Jones waves away Dante Bichette, and Chris Jones makes the play. That's the final out. Jones didn't know it was the 3rd out. He's firing it in like he thinks he's going to get a double play. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 3. Got me with it for a second. 3-1, Phil.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in healthcare.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
Seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
For the first time ever, the expansion Florida Marlins come to the Fed Thursday, June 17th and Friday, June 18th. Then the Upper Deck Heroes play Saturday, June 19th before the Marlins game. And it's a free vintage 1933 baseball cap for all men, Sunday, June 20th at 1:35. Order your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
Gary Maddox joins us here in the 4th inning. Armando Reynoso, a guy that changes speeds, a lot of changeup. Is he a tough guy to hit off?
Oh, well, he's definitely tough if you're not patient. You got to make him get the ball up. Hollins chased the ball down with 3-2. That's what he'll do. He'll mix it up. He's not afraid to throw any pitch at any given time, and that's what makes him tough. A couple of mistakes in walking Hollins and Eisenreich, and then he hung a breaking ball to Incaviglia and another one to Batiste that got him in trouble. Otherwise, he's been able to mix his pitches up very effectively and give the Phillies a little difficulty here.
There's the 27-year-old right-hander out of Jalisco, Mexico.
Well, at least early on in the 2nd inning anyway, the Phillies were able to do something they weren't able to do last night, and that's get a base hit with some men in scoring position.
Last night they left, what, 13 men on base. Yeah. Tough night last night. Unfortunately, they've lost their shortstop, their starting shortstop, Kim Batiste, to a hamstring pull, and Duncan is playing even though he was very ill prior to the game and did not expect to see any action tonight.
Boy, it continues to work out well for the Phillies, whatever they do. Duncan was supposed to be in there, but T starts, and he ends up getting a big base hit to drive in a couple of runs. Now Duncan in there, and I've seen guys have their best games when they were feeling a little bit under the weather.
Ripped to left by Bichette. Incaviglia makes the play. Dante Bichette hit that ball right on the nose, and Incaviglia grabbed it one away.
They took a 1-0 fastball right down the heart of the plate and just turned on it. Ball was hit real well. Gets it up in the air and it's trouble.
Ooh, it's a lot of trouble.
Boy, that ball was kissed.
Bichette has a 9-game hitting streak, and now he's 0 for 2 tonight. As Incaviglia read it perfectly off the bat and made the play. Incaviglia is a little bit better than I think some people thought he might be as far as defensively in left field.
Well, the whole Phillies team is a lot better than some people thought they would be.
A whole lot better. Here's Galarraga. Andrews struck out his first time up. There's a base hit to right field.
You see what he likes to do. He likes to extend those arms. That ball pretty much over the middle of the plate. He just goes out and hammers it that way. Once he gets those arms extended. If you throw a fastball and you get it inside, he can turn on that. But look, good extension right down the middle of the plate that just drives the ball the other way.
Cardinals got him for Ken Hill, who's turned into one of the premier pitchers in the league for the Montreal Expos. And then the Cardinals lost him to free agency to this club, to the Colorado Rockies. He was not in the expansion draft. He was signed the day prior to the draft as a free agent.
He had a subpar year in St. Louis.
Hurt a lot, but really prospered. Started to play pretty well under Don Baylor, who was the hitting coach there last year. Baylor, when he got the job as manager, decided he'd like to have him on his ball club. Boston, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup tonight for the Rockies. He struck out his first time up. Green has struck out 5 thus far. Could be a double play. Morandini to Duncan. That's a tough double play ball. They don't get it. Morandini had to go further to his left than I thought he had to, so really only 1 on the play, and that's about all they could expect.
Yeah, the ball was hit hard. Morandini had to take quite a few steps to get there. He turned and made sure of the 1 out at second base. Duncan gave it a safety throw over there just in case. You'll see him right there ranging to his left. Makes a nice play. Gets the shore out.
Took him a while to get stopped because he had to go so far.
Well, that's where you can get into trouble, Chris. You try and throw that ball on the run, and you end up being off balance and maybe throwing it in the left field, and everybody's in trouble.
Here's Charlie Hayes, who struck out his first time up. Charlie batting at .265 with 32 runs batted. He's hit 8 homers.
Big hit last night in the ball game that helped the Colorado Rockies.
Got their second run across, and then they won by that run, 2-1.
You can imagine how it feels coming back to play against a team you had played for and doing something to contribute.
Charlie starting his career with San Francisco, then over here, then to the New York Yankees, and now to the Rockies in the expansion draft.
Got off to a super start this year and kind of tailed off a little bit now.
He had a long string, I don't know how many it was, like 80 at-bats or something we hadn't struck out.
You know, and they attributed it to him getting hurt and then coming back from that wrist injury, I believe it was, and just kind of had a controlled swing. Also, when you're on an expansion team, if you're the guy that's hot, teams are going to recognize that, and they're going to start to pitch you differently and not let you be the person that hurts them.
Tommy Green at 50 pitches with an excellent ratio thus far. No walks and 5 strikeouts. 1 out, or 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
It's not coincidentally that when Galarraga went out, Charlie Hayes' numbers started to tail off.
And Green gets it over 1 and 2. The on-deck batter is Danny Schaefer, the right-handed batting catcher. Phillies lead at 3-1 here in the 4th. There's Schaefer. Got an infield hit his first time up.
Tommy Green, like Terry Mulholland, if they stay ahead of the hitters, should be able to handle this lineup fairly easily.
Breaking ball fouled away as Boston was off on the pitch because of the fact there's so many right-handed hitters in it for him?
Well, that and the inexperience there, knowing how to make adjustments to, the quality of pitchers they're seeing here. These guys are not, they're overpowering, but they have such good control and work the hitters so well that unless you're a disciplined hitter, and that usually comes with experience, you're going to have trouble facing these guys.
And they see another one tomorrow, and Kurt Schilling 6-1. He'll be opposed by another former Phil, Andy Ashby.
Andy, we know a guy with good stuff. Again, a person that needs some experience and some more time to pitch in this league.
1 ball, 2 strikes now on Charlie Hayes with Darrell Boston, the runner at first base. He does not go this time, and it's just outside, 2-2. Charlie Hayes and Ricky Jordan, best friends. There's Darrell Boston. They've been spending a little time together here in Philadelphia and also last week out in Denver. There he goes again, and it's fouled away again. So Boston's run twice, and Charlie's fouled it off twice.
Credit Tommy Green with making excellent pitches. Staying ahead in the count, he's just going for the corners on Charlie Hayes. He just missed the pitch before and then came back there. Charlie was able to foul that pitch off.
Boston not a guy that's going to run too often, as you saw there. Boston with a pretty good lead, and he's been running on a couple pitches in the count. Hayes beats a breaking ball just foul third base side, gloved by Hollins, who tosses a souvenir to a young fan over there. That's a nice gesture by Dave.
Tommy Green coming back with the breaking ball there. I'm sure he saw when Charlie Hayes played here in Philadelphia, he was susceptible to that breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, so went with it. Got a little bit too far inside, though.
Charlie is 1 for 4 lifetime off Tommy Green. Got a base hit off him in Tommy's start Sunday at Mile High Stadium. There's Boston leading off. Tommy won that game pretty easy, 18-1. Had 3 hits himself, including a homer. There he goes again. It's fouled off again. Darryl Boston getting his road work in. He'll head on back. He's not in that thin air at Mile High. Jerry Royster, longtime Major League player, coaching at third base.
I guess that's the hardest thing for former players to do, is to learn to give those signs in a way that doesn't look too stiff.
Here's Ron Hassey over at first base. He played a long time in the Major Leagues as a catcher. Try and give him like that Jimmy Williams down in Atlanta.
Yeah, but he's a professional.
Boy,
coach.
does he give them quick. Good block by Dalton on that pitch. A breaking ball in the dirt. Now the count is 3-2. Kruk will probably play off Boston, who'll be off on the pitch once again.
Good play by Darren. It's amazing that Boston wasn't going. I guess they figured they'd give him a rest on that particular pitch. But Darren Dahl saved him from advancing anyway on a fine pickup of that ball.
There's Kruk starting to back off Boston, who will be off on the 3-2 count with 2 outs. Charlie Hayes might see a 3-2 breaking ball here.
I doubt it.
All right. Fastball struck him out, and he doubted it, and that's it. Strikeout number 6 in the ball game for Tommy Green. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 3-1 Phils, 3.5.
Only one dealer can offer you 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. Your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Now, Ford Taurus is the #1 selling car in America. A leader in safety with available dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Ford Taurus has been on Car and Driver's top 10 list 7 years straight. Now, for a limited time, save $1,200, including $500 cash back from Ford on all Taurus sedans and wagons. Hurry, save on 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Yo, Phillies fans, here's the pitch. The Phillies, San Diego. It's the Jiffy Lube Coca-Cola Phillies road trip. Go to Jiffy Lube and you could win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 to the Phillies-Padres game in sunny San Diego. Round-trip airfare, deluxe hotel accommodations, and meals are all included. But hey, you can't win if you don't enter at any participating Jiffy Lube before June 30th.
When this whole world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, all of the only place I know.
New Club World. Let all your cares drift right into space.
Make it so.
British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Well, the business person special coming up. Phillies have 5 of them this year. Get those excuses ready. This is number 2. And look who's coming to town. Those Atlanta Braves on June the 23rd, beginning at 12:35. So for your tickets, just call 463-1000 or stop by your local Ticketmaster locations. Those are very, very popular, and you would think we'll have a huge crowd here that afternoon. Jim Eisenreich, the batter. He walked and scored in the second. Eisenreich in Cavilla, and Duncan. Line smash right at the big cat Galarraga, 1 down. I think he hit that right at him.
Boy, I tell you, he hit that ball so hard, his bat backswing hadn't even finished yet, and it was at the first base, and that ball was teed off. Galarraga right there.
A little self-defense action by Andres.
You know, Bichette is saying, hang with them.
Stay with them, right?
Well, look what happened to me.
Yeah, Galarraga, he's a good guy, too. He has fun playing the game and an excellent defensive player. Incaviglia, the batter, doubled over the glove, it looked like, of Chris Jones' last time up. That knocked in the Phillies' first run.
See, that pitch right there, that slider, is what he wants to throw to Incaviglia. Fell behind him 2-0 the last time and had to come in there. He tried to throw him a halfway decent one at 2-1, but hung it. But you definitely want to throw Incaviglia a breaking ball if you get a chance.
Sinking fastball misses inside, 1-1. Send best wishes along to Ralph Riddle Sr. That's get well wishes from Vi and Kathy and all of us here at Prism. Hope Ralph is feeling better and enjoying the ball game tonight. The Phillies lead it 3-1. Here's another breaking ball, and Incaviglia swings and misses 1-2.
So you're able to do that if you can stay ahead in the count. He was in a situation the last time he faced Incaviglia with 2 men on where he could not afford to go after him with that breaking ball after he fell behind 2-0. Same slider.
And it's outside 2-2. Armando Reynoso, the pitcher tonight. Picked him 4th in the 3rd round of the expansion draft last November out of the Atlanta Braves organization.
I say it's sliders from here on out for Incaviglia.
Well, you could have been some kind of guess hitter if you'd have just waited. Grounds out. 2 down.
Get you, Chris.
Got you then, didn't I? Huh? You like that? Well, they checking the ball, huh? Tell it, you always know what's coming.
It's easy up here.
Isn't it? At least you realize that.
You know, I have confidence in my calls, my guesses up here. I have all the confidence in the world.
You did when you were playing, huh?
No, I was out there looking for a breaking ball and get a fastball in the helmet.
Here's Duncan, the batter. Duncan, his first at-bat of the ball game, replacing Kim Batista, came up lame with a hamstring problem. Mariano batting at 227.
So you see Reynoso that time going with the slider. I think you go after the hitter early on in the count and then come back with those pitches.
There's another one. It's line to left.
See,
for a base hit.
That's what I mean. Now you have to come back with something right down the heart of the plate where he's looking for it. Start him off with a challenge, and then I think you have a chance of coming back and pitching more effectively.
Duncan now 1 for 1 in the game, hit number 4 for the Phils.
See this ball right in the heart of the plate.
A little hanging breaking ball.
What I've seen Reynoso do so far is when he wants to throw that ball, that breaking ball behind in the count, he just kind of spins it up there. Not a real tough break on it.
Saw that look at Duncan at first base, and he is not feeling well. He's having a tough time tonight, but gutting it out because the Phillies need him.
But I tell you, he already starts off with a line drive. When you're feeling ill, he might have one of his best nights tonight.
Tommy Green, the batter, takes outside. Green, he struck out his first time up. He struck out 9 times on the year. 5 for 27, batting at 185 with a home run last week. Of Lance Painter, who was since out of the Colorado rotation and off the ball club. They made 4 roster changes this week alone to Colorado.
Well, they're going to make a lot of them throughout the season.
They got a list of them, a transaction, half a page on their notes page already this year through June 5th. They could have 2 pages of transactions before it's over. Count on Green now 1-1 with 2 outs and Duncan on at first base. Lenny Dykstra waiting on deck. Phil's lead it 3-1. We're in the 4th.
You know, everybody on that Colorado team remembers that home run, so they're going to pitch Green a little more carefully this season.
And he hit a breaking ball last week for his homer. Tommy was the first to tell you he's a fastball hitter. Reynoso misses outside, 2-1. Tommy Green, the National League Player of the Week for the week of May 24th through the 30th. And then he followed that with the Player of the Month honors.
Kind of hard to not be impressed by the statistics he threw out there in the month of May. He's going to get his fastball in this situation here.
5-0 with a 1.45 ERA in May. That's all. Quick move over there, and he almost got Duncan. Reynoso has shown an excellent move to first.
Duncan with nowhere to go. You can see he doesn't have a big lead, and he's not thinking about going anywhere.
I don't think he really needs to be crawling around in the dirt right now either, the way he feels.
Why not?
2-1. And it's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Green.
See, this would drive a manager crazy. So you got Lenny Dykstra coming up next. You definitely don't want to have to face him with runners in scoring position. So you have to go after this hitter. 2 breaking balls out of the 4 pitches. I just don't think that's right.
Now you think he has to get a fastball, huh?
Oh, I thought he had to give him one last pitch.
That was a fastball, a sinker away, and he walked it. That's walk number 3 issued by Reynoso, and the Phillies have 2 on with 2 outs for Dykstra. Talking about driving a manager crazy, there's the manager. Don Baylor along with Jerry Royster.
Well, you know, you just have to feel that you work your way through an inning, you get 2 outs, and you have the pitcher to deal with it, that you're going to at least make him put it in play. There's no way you want to walk the pitcher to bring up a hitter like Lenny Dykstra, who's on fire.
0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 7 in the series. So Lenny's been swinging the bat really well lately, and he's about due to hurt somebody. Popped up foul, third base side. This will reach a crowd. That's 2 times tonight in 3 at-bats that Lenny's gone after the first pitch from Reynoso.
This time out of the strike zone. So that's really to Reynoso's advantage. Has shown that if he can get in ahead in the count, he can mix his pitches up well and get the hitters to maybe chase something a little bit out of the strike zone. So we'll see what he comes back with Lenny. But he's ahead right now in the count.
Throws a lot of different types of change-ups. We've seen them tonight. He nibbles with his fastball. No balls and 1 strike on Dykstra with 2 on. And then he takes that pitch outside, 1-1. Mariano Duncan, the runner at second. Tommy Green with a warm-up jacket on at first. Cool night here at the Vets. Supposed to really start warming up rapidly starting tomorrow as you see the base runners. After all, it is June. Bounces away from Schaefer. He can't find it, so the runner will move up. Counts 2-1 on the wild pitch.
Again, just a sinker. He's trying to run it away, trying to get something up there low and away from Dykstra. He bounces it. Lenny showing some patience on this time, sees the ball and plays a traffic cop.
Dykstra coming into the game batting .301 against right-handers, just .098 with runners in scoring position, although he started to knock in a few more runs and would love to do it here. He almost hit him. As I mentioned, he's hit 4 batters this year, tops on the Rockies staff.
Well, you know, I'd be a little hesitant to pitch to Lenny in this situation. You might be better off just going on, putting him on first base, and really bearing down on Morandini.
He's hit 2 balls hard tonight off him, too.
Yeah, but you got the favorable count for Dykstra right now. It really shows his power when he's ahead in the count. He's got 2 hits already. Probably ready to make an out. You want to play the odds.
And he pitches him inside and walks him, so they're loaded for Morandini. That's walk number 4 by Reynoso, the second in this inning. Here comes Larry Bernard, the pitching coach who is getting his work in this year, back and forth to the mound. And they're getting the bullpen up. The Colorado Rockies are starting to stir around out there anyway. Well, if you were watching Prism this week, you caught the premieres of Batman Returns and Class Act, just 2 of the great movies coming your way in the summer of '93. With over 100 movies a month, you'll see a better variety of movies all summer long. Right here on Prism, the only channel with great movies and exclusive Phillies home games. the only place to be for the summer of '93. Larry Bernard on his way back. His pitching staff is last in the league with an earned run average of 5.97.
2 walks in this inning, 2 walks that led to 3 runs in the Phillies' second inning. So there's no secret about what he told them. Go out and throw strikes and let's get ahead of this guy.
Don Baylor has the lineup card out looking at it, but nobody's up in the bullpen yet. So they'll be getting someone up, you would think. Bases loaded for Morandini. And he swings at the first pitch and grounds it right to the second baseman, Young, and he throws him out. So the Phillies waste a bases loaded opportunity there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave them loaded. Through 4, they lead it 3-1.
What kind of paint would you use inside your own house if price were no object?
Well, it isn't anymore, because Sherwin-Williams is rolling back prices during their price rollback sale. Right now, you can pick up a gallon of Style Perfect Interior Flat Latex for just $8.99.
And that's a great paint for a great price, folks. So you got a choice. You can spend less at Sherwin-Williams
or settle for less somewhere else. Sherwin-Williams price rollback sale ends May 22nd. So, get rolling.
When this whole world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, all of the only place I know.
New Club World. Let all your cares drift right into space.
Make it so.
British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
And the Colorado Rockies are going to be on PHL 17. That's at 1:35. We'll be back at you on Prism on Monday night. And then on Tuesday night, Andy Musser and Kent Colby bring you the game on Sports Channel Philadelphia. Last pitch of the inning to Mickey Morandini, Gary.
Chris, 9 times out of 10 after the pitching coach makes a visit, it's going to be a fastball. Morandini knows that as well. He swings at the first pitch. Look at the tail on that. The ball's moving away. Had he been looking for a pitch to drive the other way, he would have had it. But he looked for a fastball straight and tried to pull it. Ends up ending the inning.
That's a classic right-hander sinker baller's pitch to a left-handed batter when he wants a grounder.
That's right. You're hoping that 9 times out of 10 again that guy is going to go out and pull that sinker away, and that's exactly what Morandini did instead of driving it through the hole.
Well, we head to the bottom of the order here in the top of the 5th with Danny Schaefer leading it off, followed by Vinny Castilla and then Armando Reynoso. Swing and a miss by Schaefer. Looks like Reynoso kept himself in the ball game by getting Morandini out. Nobody up now in the Colorado left field pen. Schaefer his first time up, an infield hit the second. That was a ball that went back through the middle that Green tried to grab but couldn't get it with his follow-through. There's a shot on one hop to Duncan. Strong throw to first, one away. Hit that ball right on the nose.
A couple of balls have been hit hard. But there hasn't been much of a threat since the inning they scored their run in the first inning. Again, ball up in the strike zone. Hit hard, but Duncan's right there. Plants himself and makes a strong throw.
Vinny Castilla, the batter. He grounded out to short his first time up. Batiste was out there at that time. You just tuned in. Kim Batiste doubled to knock in 2 runs, give the Phillies a 3-1 lead, but pulled up lame on his way to second base and had to leave the ball game with a hamstring pull. Phillies are down to just 1 shortstop now, Duncan, and he's not feeling so hot. Castillo gets a base hit as that ball was up in the strike zone.
You can't get too comfortable out there. That's 2 bad pitches in a row by Tommy Green. Up in the strike zone. There again, fastball up. Darren Dalton wanted the ball down and away.
Castillo coming into the game is a .357 hitter. And Reynoso, the batter, he'll be up there to bunt. He has one sacrifice so far this year. He has one hit in 21 at-bats. That's a home run. Hit at a candlestick. Here comes Kruk charging. Bunted. It's a good one. Hollins will make the play. Morandini covers. Sacrifice successful, 5-4. Darren Dalton ran down to third to cover the unoccupied base, and they're 2 away.
Well, good job, Reynoso, getting the runner over to second base. Makes Hollins field it. You see Dave make a nice, strong throw to first base. You know, Colorado, their threats are coming with 2 outs, and it's only with 1 runner on most of the time, and they're looking for a key hit. It's going to be tough for them to score the runs they need to beat a team like the Phillies, who, I mean, has a potent offense.
And they'll look for the key hit from the second baseman, Eric Young, who has popped up and struck out so far tonight.
And the key hit we're talking about is one that'll just get them within 1, so not too much of a key hit.
There's a good breaking ball by Tommy Green as he got that pitch down, 0-1. Green tonight has not walked a batter. He has struck out 6. His career high is 10. And he did that once this year. Fouled away right side. Phillies pitching staff leads the league in strikeouts. 3:49 coming into the ball game tonight. Counts 0-2 now on Eric Young. And you see Tommy Green's been piling up some strikeouts in his last few starts. That includes tonight.
He's had excellent control, and his breaking ball is exceptional.
Had a bunch of 6 strikeout games. He's also had an 8, a 9, and a 10 this year. Ooh. Good pitch with 2 strikes. It's 1-2. Just missed outside.
Right in the catcher's glove. Darren Dalton sitting outside, though, trying to steal one. You can see the ball's away right where he wanted it, but just outside.
Yanked it back a little. Some umpires will call those strikes. Angel Hernandez doing a good job tonight. Nobody really turning around and looking at him. Fly ball center field. Playable for Dykstra. Lenny waits. Grabs it, and that'll do it here in the 5th inning for Colorado. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They'll leave 1. Phil's bat in the 5th, and they lead it 3-1.
May I help you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have a Coca-Cola.
You sure you want a Coke?
Yeah, I want a Coke.
Okay, pal.
How did you order a Coke? It tastes good.
I didn't care if it was a Coke. You just want to
I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola.
Need a drink, sir?
I'll just have a...
You'll just have a...
I'll just have a Coke.
Ooh.
Hear that, guys? A Coca-Cola.
See ya, pal.
Oh.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Mike's the first guy that ever explained life insurance in a way that we could understand it.
Making things clear is the part of my job I like best.
He showed us all the options that Nationwide has and even helped us choose.
It's training. Seminars and updates. It just never stops at Nationwide.
With life insurance, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we know Mike.
Agents like Mike are Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
By Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Flourtown is Ralph Kett.
Stand continues with Colorado here tomorrow afternoon on Beach Towel Day. Come on out for that one. And then the Houston Astros, good ball club, moving here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights at 7:35. 463-1000. Get your tickets. Kruk, the batter, takes a pitch outside. I'd like to send get well wishes along to Rocco Pignolo of South Philadelphia. That comes from his family and all of us here at Prism. Kruk tonight has struck out fly to left. John 0 for 2, batting at .355. Up among the league leaders in a lot of categories, as usual. He's tied for the league lead in walks, 45 of them, coming into the game third and hitting. There are the numbers on Reynoso, which certainly not good, but he's only down by 2 runs, 3-1. Kruk hits it foul down the line, out of play.
2 runs to Colorado is a lot.
Yeah, they don't score a lot of runs. Last night they got good pitching. Phillies left 13 men on base, and they lose the game 2-1.
Well, one inning like this for the Phillies last night, and they would have had enough to win. And I think going into this whole series, Fergosi would think that he would be able to get at least 3 runs a ball game from a pitching staff that's averaging, what, 6?
Yeah, they're right at 6. Just a little under in their own run, but average. And then, of course, last night, that game took them under 6. Kruk didn't particularly like that. It's 2-2. Rockies batting .259 as a team, puts them in not the middle of the pack. Phillies are just barely ahead of them at .262. The Phillies have scored a lot of runs.
There you go.
And one of the reasons is all the walks they have. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Kruk fouls it down to Galarraga. It'll be Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton here for the Phillies as they bat in the 5th inning. Hits are even at 4. Phillies lead it 3-1. And the pitch to Kruk is outside. Reynoso has walked 4, struck out 3 thus far. Right-hander was almost out of the game last inning when the Phillies loaded him with 2 outs. He got out of it. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kruk. Fly ball center field, fairly deep, and a lot of room for Chris Jones, who waits. 1 down. And Kruk 0 for 3, and here's Hollins.
There you go, John Kruk. Reynoso, remember the movement on this ball. This ball's right there. I think John Kruk caught it off the end of the bat because it was sinking away from him a little bit, but he was right there on it, just missed it.
Hollins, the batter. Dave walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Hollins at .295, had his average over 300 for a little while in the last road trip. Came into the game tonight batting .296. Dave with 8 homers, 43 runs batted in.
I was about to say, you look at those RBIs, and that's really quite impressive for Dave Hollins. I mean, you really have to learn how to produce runs, drive in, and he's done that well.
Hits a deep left field. Back goes Boston at the wall. It's an opposite field home run for Dave Hollins.
Well, that's a good way to drive him in. It's not hard to learn that.
9th home run of the year. His wife Carrie approves of that. And 44 runs batted in for Hollins, and the Phillies lead it by a score of 4-1, and she's a happy lady.
Well, tonight, Chris, you can tell a lot of guys have hit the ball hard. Incaviglia for one. Ball's just not carrying. And for Dave Hollins to be able to hit that ball out the other way just shows you the type of strength he has. Fastball away, good extension. And he knows that ball's been running away from these left-handers hitters. He saw it happen to John Kruk, and he stays there and drives the ball that way. Good piece of hitting.
And Chento has just donated another $200 to the Child Guidance Clinic for the home run hit by Dave Hollins. He has now hit 5 of his 9 home runs to the opposite field. That's strong.
Well, that's also an indication that you're going to be able to hit for average as well because you're getting a good look at the ball.
Darren Dalton, the batter, as we look at Dave Hollins in the dugout. Dalton has fly to left, fly to center. Reynoso has just surrendered his 6th home run ball of the year.
See, and Hollins is a streak hitter. When he's not doing that, he'll be striking out. You'll see now, I think he has probably about 34, 35 strikeouts on pace for 100. But when he's on, he's looking to hit that ball the other way, and he's very picky.
2 balls and 1 strike now to Dalton, with Jim Eisenreich waiting. Hit number 5 for the Phils produces their 4th run of the ball game, and they lead it 4-1 here in the 5th inning. 3-1. Jones been a little out of whack in this series. Not been getting real good swings.
Well, they're not going to pitch him, give him anything real good to hit after that monstrous display he put on over in Colorado. You got to expect that, and that's where Darren has to know that they're not going to continue to let him beat them.
3-1 on him. Let's see what he gets here. Fastball away, and he fouls it into the crowd down the left field line. And the count full now on Darren Dalton at 3-2.
See, I think that's a time when he could have taken the walk. But, you know, you get impatient. When you want to hit, you want to contribute, you have a tendency to chase those balls. And teams want their power hitters to do that with runners in scoring position. At a time like this, go ahead and take your walk, protect your average, and become a base runner.
He leads the league in walks, along with Truck at 45. Fly ball deep center field, but room for Jones. Waits, and Dalton has flied out to the outfield for the third time tonight, 2 away.
Darren hit that ball pretty good, and Jones almost had to come in for it. He's playing so deep.
Well, these outfielders do play deep for Colorado. One of the reasons is I think they get used to it in their own ballpark.
Well, that's part of being that's part of the learning process. That's part of being a successful team and learning to grow. You have to learn to play defense. You have to learn to be flexible and to adjust to whatever the situation dictates.
Of course, the Phillies have some bombers, too. You know, they wind up playing deep because of their ballpark and also because of the opposition.
Well, understandably, you have guys that can hit the ball a long way, but if you're going to just be out there camped on it, you know, it doesn't serve any purpose. You can play in and still have time to get back there and catch those deep fly balls such as the one that Darren Dalton just did.
I think that ballpark gets them in bad habits, and then they get out on the road and they don't change. Eisenreich is the batter, and haven't seen that last week. It's amazing, Gary, how deep they play, and then the ball, when it gets out in the grass out there, stops.
Right, they're learning to play that ballpark as well, and it's hurting them somewhat. It's going to be a benefit to them later on as they learn to adjust.
They will play 2 years in Mile High Stadium and then move to a new ballpark. It's being built downtown.
They'll get accustomed. The pitchers will get accustomed to pitching in Mile High and what have you. The hitters will get accustomed, the defensive players. But other teams, when they come in there, they'll never be accustomed. And that's the advantage a home team will have. You will eventually get accustomed to your surroundings, and the visiting teams don't.
Eisenreich off the fist to center. Jones, a late start, but he's there. Puts it away, and that'll do it for the Phils here in the 5th, but they pick up a run on Dave Holland's homer. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave nobody. Phils lead it 4-1 through 5.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your Proud to be bud.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons.
You want it, they got it. If they don't have it, you don't need it.
And that candy that pulls apart like that.
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and food mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
Mark your calendar and clear your schedule. The Phillies play the pitching powerful Atlanta Braves Monday, June 21st and Tuesday, June 22nd, both at 7:35, followed by an always popular business person special, Wednesday afternoon, June 23rd at 12:35. Reserve your tickets by phone. Call 463-1000.
Well, back here at Veterans Stadium, the Fanatic is about to run over his favorite dummy there, and it happens to be wearing Andres Galarraga's uniform. Oh, he's going to jump on him. All right. We had a look at there's the big cat in the dugout. He seems to be enjoying it, taking it with a sense of humor.
I don't think he wants to be serious about something. You can think about those 90 to 100 losses. So then he'd really be mad.
Might as well enjoy himself. And we mentioned Galarraga is one of the really good guys in the league. Has a lot of fun playing the game. Hey, it's supposed to feel like the beach here tomorrow afternoon. Warm and sunny, so come on out for Beach Towel Day. Phillies and the Rockies at 1:35. Those beach towels are for all kids 14 and under. And compliments of Mellon PSF. It should be a special day for everybody, especially the kids. Come on out tomorrow. We'll see you at the ballpark and get those terrific, colorful, oversized beach towels. And they feature the fanatic. Tommy Green through 5 has been superlative once again. And he goes to the 6th, facing Chris Jones, Dante Bichette, and Andres Galarraga. Jones pops one up, playable right side. Who wants it? Morandini to call. Mickey posts around and makes the play. One down on one pitch here in the 6th.
4-1. Tommy Green's job is to get ahead of these hitters, and he does. Fastball inside. You see Jones have to bring his hands in to save that bat. But Tommy Green, a good pitch, really jammed.
Dante Bichette, the batter, he's fried to left, hit a rocket that Incaviglia left his last time up. Happy birthday tonight to Kathleen Hall from Mom and Ernie, watching the ball game tonight.
I think Don Baylor needs to instill in his players now, hey, let's take a strike. Let's try and get something going. They need base runners, and they're not doing it with the bat, so they may as well try and get some help.
After this half inning tonight, Larry Rosen will talk to Tom Nuneviller, the pride of Westchester, PA. Went to Westchester State University and just back in action after a very severe knee injury last year.
Right, he hit a home run last night for Reading.
Young man who was a very good-looking hitter and unfortunately tore his knee up last season, just getting back into action.
Yeah. And another fine player from this area, Gene Shaw, playing on that Reading ball club.
There's a strike to Dante Bichette. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire tonight, one of the new umpires this year. Phillies have seen him in spring training for a number of years. Always seems to do a good job back there behind home plate.
Is he a Hispanic?
Yes.
The only one in the league?
I believe so. Swing and a miss, had a breaking ball, 1 and 2.
I know they had Garcia over in the American League, but I'm speaking strictly national.
There he is, Angel Hernandez. Got him with a good breaking ball. Tommy Green strikes out Dante Bichette. That's number 7 for Green, 2 down.
Look at this breaking ball. Look how he doesn't even come close to hitting this. It starts at the outside part of the plate and pretty much goes straight down. Very good breaking ball. You know, everybody nice little trick with the bat if you can learn it, but you know, you go up there against Tommy Green, and he throws just about as good a breaking ball as you're going to see in this league.
Andres Galarraga 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Swing and a miss at that breaking ball. You're just talking about Angel Hernandez, Gary. He was born August 26, 1961 in Havana. Now makes his home in Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Well, we know the tradition, the baseball tradition that comes out of Cuba.
And how. Eisenreich will run out of room. And the count 0-2. There's Hernandez, a 6'2", 200-pounder. You asked for details on the umpires, we got them for you. Thanks to the Green Book put out by the National League. 22 hitters have faced Tommy Green tonight. He's only thrown 20 balls thus far. And the pitch is outside, a breaking ball, 1 and 2. There are the pitch totals for him. 1 and 2 to Galarraga. Fouled away again. 2 outs and nobody on base here in the 6th inning of the game. The Phils lead by a score of 4-1. Rockies here again tomorrow afternoon. Kurt Schilling 6-1 for the Phils against former Phil right-hander Andy Ashby 0-3. Another good crowd. Phillies are looking to draw a lot of folks for the remaining months of the season. The advanced sales are just excellent. There's a jammer, and he gets a base hit. Oh, is he strong?
He's strong, Chris, and another thing, he always looks to hit the ball that way. So that pitch that's inside, he's not trying to pull it as much as he is trying to fight it off to right field. So that's real good hitting for him. tendency there not to try to pull at it all, just to try and fight that ball off the right field. You're right, he's real strong, and that's why he's learned to do that.
You know, it's unfortunate for the Rockies. You know, he's a good player, a terrific player, Galarraga, but with that short porch they have in left, they probably would like to have a couple guys that pull the ball from that right side, and they really don't. Bichette goes the other way a lot also.
Well, I'm sure as they start to become more competitive, they will, you know, sort of formulate their team to adjust to whatever their ballpark is. I know they're only going to be in Mile High for a couple of years.
Harold Boston hit the high foul out of play as we look at Galarraga. That ball landed in the gutter right below the upper deck, sent out a splash of water, and then somebody reached for it in the upper deck, lost control, and it fell down to a fan below us as we look at Galarraga up to 407. Coming into the game now just 7 plate appearances off qualifying to lead the league in hitting. He was 10 when the game started. Here's the 0-1 to Boston, a hard ground ball to second, but Morandini playing him deep, surrounds it, and Mickey throws him out in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Tommy Green and the Phils lead it 4-1. Time now for Minding the Minors, and Larry Rosen profiles the aforementioned Tom Nunaviller from Westchester.
Westchester's Tom Nunaviller's career was right on track. He was hitting his stride last spring at Double-A Reading before an outfield collision led to a torn knee ligament. Now, post-surgery, he's on extended spring training in Clearwater, working his way back. The isolation has been as hard as the rehabilitation.
I'm pretty much on my own program when the other guys are out on the field. I'm inside working with Hap and on my own program, but I still hang out with the guys a little bit, so that's the most fun about the game of baseball. Is I said if I wouldn't be able to play baseball anymore, I'd miss the guys and the camaraderie with the teammates and stuff.
4 hours a day of rehab, baseball and otherwise. He hopes to be ready by midsummer.
And we certainly send our best to Tom Nunaviller and hope he's well and plays in the big leagues here in Philadelphia someday. Well, Tuesday night at 9:30, Prism takes you on stage and behind the scenes with Philly's most successful group in the music special, the Hooters Out of Body. Take a look at the new album, the new sound, and the newest member of the band, Tuesday night at 9:30 right here, exclusively on Prism, the only place to be for the summer of '93. A great local band, the Hooters.
Love the Hooters.
Yeah, they're good. Good to hear them back.
Steve Mountain, their manager.
Look forward to hearing that new sound of theirs. They had a good run there for a while. Became a national group. Well, Pete Incaviglia leads it off for the Phillies here in the 6th inning. Inky batting 7th in the lineup tonight, followed by Mariano Duncan and then Tommy Green. Incaviglia takes strike 1. Pete doubled and scored his first time up, knocked in his 34th run of the year. He has 34 hits on the season, and then he grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. Hard shot, and it's a fair ball down the line and into the corner. Incaviglia's steaming around first, and he'll have a stand-up double, his 2nd of the game, his 8th of the year, and the Phillies have a leadoff man on here in the 6th.
Sometimes pitchers have a tendency to get too smart. He fed Incaviglia a steady diet of sliders his last at-bat and got him out. This time tried to sneak that sinker in on him. The big guy's waiting on him. Look at the ball come back in. Make him show you he can hit that slider first. Throws him that sinker, and Incaviglia does not miss.
Yeah, that's fastball. That's a good pitch to those left-handed batters, but that baby runs right into the wheelhouse for the right-handed hitter.
And someone that strong, he doesn't even have to hit it good.
Dwayne Henry, the left-hander, up. Keith Shepard, the former Philly, the right-hander. Duncan, the batter, 1 for 1 on the night with a single to left. Green on deck. Phillies trying for more here. Shot down the line. That's the base hit. That might be extra bases. It will be. It goes to the corner. Incaviglia scores. Here comes Duncan heading for third. A strong relay throw is wide. It hits him, and he has a triple.
Say, Chris.
Mariano Duncan with a triple.
What I tell you, you have your best days when you're not feeling well, and Mariano Duncan just drives in a run there with the triple down the right field line.
First one of the year, Gary.
And I tell you what, when you're running those bases, you see base hit, you don't feel bad at all. It's amazing what that mind will do for you.
Looks like he's just trying to hit a ball to the right side and he gets a bonus.
Right, just nice and easy, just trying to advance the runner. And there's a triple for you.
Shepard's out there at the mound, maybe stalling. This was a good throw by Young, but then it hit Duncan. It was a strong relay throw, and then bounces away. Triple all the way for Duncan.
Well, here's a relay throw. Good strong throw, just happens to hit Duncan right there. I don't think they would have had him anyway.
He didn't even feel that. Here's Tommy Green with that first triple of the year, his 20th run batted in, all the way in. The infielders for Colorado.
So how about that shortstop position tonight? They're getting the job done. That's 3 base hits.
Tommy Green had a hack that time, fouled it back. 5-1. The Phillies lead it with a shot for more here. As you see the Colorado infield all the way in. Green on the season has knocked in 3 runs. One of them with a solo homer last week at Mile High Stadium.
It's pointed out to me that that shortstop position is a home run away from hitting for the cycle this season.
Well, Kim Batiste had to leave after doubling with a hamstring problem, and Duncan's gone 2 for 2 with a single and a triple. And he's ahead of Green now 0-2. Tommy trying to knock in his 4th run of the year. There's Duncan on at third base. And Larry Boa, the third base coach. Got him with a breaking ball. Strikeout number 4 for Reynoso. And here's Dykstra. Tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked with 2 men on his last time up as they kind of pitched around him with that base open once he got behind him in the count. Infield remains all the way in. Outfielders very deep. And you see the outfielders, how deep they are, especially when you see Bichette. Lenny looking to knock in a run here. He's knocked in 11 so far this year.
I think in this situation, somebody might get killed. Dykstra, when he's ahead in the count, he turns on that ball so good. They brought these infielders in. Somebody might get hurt. Sticking down that one finger there.
Wants it inside.
Yeah, this could be trouble. Ooh.
He hit him.
He's mad.
He won that RBI.
Oh.
That ball hit him.
They're going to say it hit the bat. Look, he said, okay, fine. He doesn't want to take. He said, all right, fine. If it didn't hit me, it didn't hit me.
That's amazing. I think that ball hit him, didn't it?
Oh, I think so. He thought it. He knows it hit him because he wouldn't have gone.
Look at Lenny going, all right, fine. That ball hit him. 1-1. I think you're right. He just wants to hit off it.
Well, Lenny knows it hit him.
Sure, it hit him. Hit him right on the elbow.
It is on. It must have sounded like the bat.
I knew it hit him.
Knew it hit something, bone or wood.
I'll tell you what. Now this guy is something else. Now Lenny Dykstra is hit by that pitch. They call it off the bat, and he says, "Okay, fine. Let me hit off this guy." I don't think I've ever seen that before. And he loops one to left. Oh, and Boston catches it, and Duncan's going to try, and he is safe. He's safe. Boston made a high throw, and Dykstra gets the RBI on a shallow fly ball. Great play by Duncan.
Well, here's a situation where playing deep hurt him. Even though he got to the ball, he had to run so far that he did not have time to slow down and get himself under control. Dykstra, who had a chance to take that base maybe. Here, watch Boston. Look how many steps he has to take before he can get himself under control and throw. Well, all that time, Duncan is running, and the throw is up the ladder, and you see Duncan, a great slide, and just gets in there.
Yeah, he was safe all the way. It was a very, very good slide by Mariano Duncan. Great observation by Gary on that about how many steps he had to take before he threw it. They had a catcher get hurt last night. Girardi hurt his thumb last night, and now it looks like Schaefer hurt his thumb on this play.
Well, look how close he is to home plate. When he finally catches the ball, he's already run 25 yards. He comes up, throws. The throw is high also. But look at where he is from the infield, right behind the infield, and the runner has to stay there until he catches the ball. So you can tell he did a lot of running after he caught that ball. Great slide by Duncan, and he's having himself an outstanding ball game.
And it looked as if Schaefer jammed his glove hand there. And here comes Duncan with the fine slide to the inside part of the plate, and that's the reason he's able to make the play ahead of the tag.
Well, it looks like he may have got his hand hit on the cleat.
Yeah, they were treating a hand down there. So there's Duncan, who had was scratched from the lineup tonight because of not feeling well, and he's had a heck of a game. I'll tell you what, this team is something this year. Everybody picks each other up, and Duncan has to come into the game tonight when Batiste goes out, and you predicted he'd probably have a good game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you talk about picking someone up. He picked up Lenny Dykstra. There's no way he should have been able to score on that. So Lenny gets an RBI in no time at bat, which, you know, had he made an out, I think he would have been really ticked off.
Yeah, because he was obviously hit by the pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Morandini was 1 for 3 on the evening, with Kruk waiting on deck.
And depending on how you look at it, it's somewhat selfish when you know you've been hit to want to stay there. Your chance to be a base runner, to let someone else do the job and possibly score another run, and he wanted to stay up there. It wasn't his call anyway, but, you know.
Yeah, the umpire brought him back. Yeah. That one bounces away. Nobody on base, no damage. 2-2 to Morandini. Phillies with another run in. That's their 6th run of the evening. 2 in this inning. A double, a triple, and a sacrifice fly. And the Phillies lead at 6-1.
But when you stop to think that Boston threw that ball from probably about 10 feet behind the infield line, it gives you some indication of how long he must have taken to get rid of it.
Well, I haven't seen too many guys ever not throw balls high when they throw it when they're running. I mean, that ball just takes off when you don't have your feet down, and you picked right up on that he was running. But they are so deep.
Well, you're right. It's the same problem a pitcher has. If you're striding so long, your arm is not going to be able to come through and make the throw down. So, you know, it's tough when you have to run that hard and then make a throw. You have a tendency to make it high.
3 balls and 2 strikes now on Mickey. There are 2 outs in the inning. Strike 3 call. Looks like a perfect pitch on the outside corner. Strikeout number 5 for Reynoso. In the inning, the Phillies pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We'll see Gary Maddox on Monday. Phillies lead it 6-1.
When you move into a new house, little things are going to come up. Unexpected things. Things the previous owner forgot to mention. So to make your new house a home, turn to the book with more choices. It can even help if you want to get out of the house for a while. But you'll learn Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bella Atlantic Company.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Deep to left field, fair or foul, it is a fair ball, a grand slam home run, Pete Cavilla. Long drive, deep right field, home run, Darren Dalton. Fly ball, deep center field, back goes Griffin, still going back at the wall. It's gone, a home run, Dave Hollis. Duncan, a long drive, deep left field.
The Astros land at the Vet to battle the Fighting Phillies Monday night at 7:30 exclusively on Prism, the home game home of the Phillies.
7th inning baseball here at the Vet. Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnston, who joins us now. The Phillies lead it by a score of 6-1. I almost said comfortably. You should never do that in this sport, but Tommy Green's been pitching so well, you'd like to think it's fairly comfortable here with the Rockies having 3 more at-bats at the bottom of the order. Charlie Hayes, Danny Schaefer, Vinny Castilla, and then a pinch hitter for Reynoso if they get that far.
Well, if Green continues to pitch the way he has, the Phillies will win. He's making all the pitches. He's getting ahead of the batters, as right here he throws a strike to Charlie Hayes, and the big difference is Green has gotten ahead, made the pitches. Reynoso's made 3 or 4 bad pitches, and he's given up 4 runs on those bad pitches.
Hayes has struck out twice tonight, and the pitch is just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tommy hasn't walked anybody tonight. He has struck out 7 thus far. They got a runoff, and the Rockies did in the first inning to lead 1-0. Phillies have scored 6 times since. Good breaking ball and a swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Green pitched Hayes very well in his last at bat. He kept changing speeds, going with the fastball, then the breaking ball, and the fastball and the breaking ball. And he really didn't give Charlie Hayes time to set up to look for the same pitch twice.
Fastball, and he nails it to left field for a base hit. So he had thrown the breaking ball and gotten him with that. They throw him a fastball, and Charlie Hayes hits it. And that is hit number 5 in the ball game for Colorado, the first for Hayes.
Fastball, you see the location of it. He had a good breaking ball the time before, but this one was right down the center of the plate and just above the knees. Pretty good pitch to hit, and Hayes, primarily a fastball hitter, just jumped all over that one.
Danny Schaefer, the batter, 1 for 2, an infield hit.
Green has done a good job on the lower part of the order, pitching them in and away. And as you saw that pitch, I think he wanted that pitch a little bit more inside, but he got it up out of the strike zone. And some of these Rockies hitters have swung at some bad pitches on Green, which have helped him out a lot.
Hung that breaking ball a little bit, and it's popped up shallow left. Duncan, the call, he waves Incaviglia away and makes the catch, 1 down.
How about the game Duncan has had? Maybe he should be sick 4 or 5 times a week, you know?
That's what Gary was saying, Jay. You know, sometimes when that happens to you and all of a sudden you have to come out and play, you might have a heck of a night, and he has.
And, you know, you don't think about it as we see Duncan going back to this one. You got to come out. You know you got to perform. There's nothing else you do. You don't really care about the things because you're not feeling well, so you just let your instinct, your natural ability take over. He's got a couple of hits, made a great slide at home plate.
Vinny Castilla, 1 for 2. That single, a line drive base hit to left field his last time up. 6-7-0 for the Phillies, 1-6-0 for Colorado. Big swing and a miss.
Pregosi's probably got Jeff Cooper going around with little bottles going, Mariano, breathe in this, breathe in this. We're going to give it to the other guys. Quick, breathe in this.
No hitter in the on-deck circle yet. Keith Shepard is making his way to the dugout as we look at Jeff Cooper and Mark Anderson, the Phillies trainers. There is Shepard, the former Philly, will be the new pitcher for Colorado. Fly ball center field, fairly deep, but Dykstra's there. And Lenny squeezes it, 2 down. And now Don Baylor will bring out a pinch hitter. It'll be a right-handed batter, Jim Tatum, to bat for Reynoso. Here is Jim Tatum. Tatum, a .208 hitter on the season, 8 for 27 as a pinch hitter with a homer and 6 runs batted, and he leads the Rockies in at-bats as a pinch hitter. We'd like to remind you this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Phillies.
He's a pretty big guy at 6'2", 200 pounds, 25 years old.
Tatum last year played at Denver in the American Association, so he's very familiar with the ballpark out there. There are the numbers on him overall and as a pinch hitter. So Reynoso finished after 6 innings, and Shepard will be the new pitcher. This ball is hit high in the air to right center. Who wants it? Eisenreich there, Dykstra there, and Lenny runs off Eisenreich and makes the play, and a quick inning for Tommy Green. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time here at the vet. Tommy Green and the Phillies lead it 6-1.
When good just isn't good enough.
Hey, that's super premium. Do you really think you need that high an octane for your car?
I don't know, but I do know this. I feel my car runs better on premium, and I have other things to worry about.
You don't take any chances, do you?
I figure if I put the best in, I'll get the best out.
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
The metal cylinder is secured and turned in a counterclockwise motion, causing the internal railing to rise and disengage. It's easy to make something as simple as opening a jar complex. The challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile. We take cutting-edge technology and place it comfortably in your hands. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. What is the recommended daily allowance for sodium? Adults should keep sodium intake between 1,100 and 3,300 milligrams daily, or about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Those on a salt-restricted diet may need even less. Check with your doctor.
Here we have a new shortstop for the Rockies, Nelson Liriano. He'll replace Vinny Castillo. It'll be a straight-up move if you're keeping score with us. And we also have a new pitcher, former Philly Keith Shepard, 6'2", 197 pounds, 25 years old. Last year, he was 1-1 with the Phillies in 22 innings. He gave up 19 hits. So as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Phillies lead at 6-1. Johnny Kruk will lead off against his former teammate Keith Shepard. And a big crowd on hand. What do you say, partner?
All right, Jay's got to be around 40,000 plus here tonight, it looks like. Just enjoying the 7th inning stretch with Liriano now playing at shortstop and Keith Shepard on the mound. The right-hander made his Rockies debut Wednesday night against the Pirates. Came in with runners on first and second, 1 out, and got out of that jam. Finished with an inning and 2/3 innings. Allowed a hit and struck out 1. Kruk the batter, and he fouls it back. Shepard with the Sky Sox this year had 5 saves and a 3.52 earned run average. He was 3-2 in 17 games for Colorado's AAA club at Colorado Springs, not far from Denver. They have a nice situation there with their AAA club so close by.
You can almost like a shovel.
Yeah, as opposed to the Marlins, I think theirs is out in Vancouver or somewhere way out west.
A lot of miles for that.
Kruk with a line shot to right field and a base hit. But Kruk starts it off in the 7th inning for the Phillies with a hit. For Kruk, his first of the night, he's 1 for 4.
I say, you're not going to hold John Kruk down very long. Coming into the night at 359, 0 for 3. High fastball off Shepard. Kruk, an outstanding fastball hitter. Drills this one to right center. This hit back in as Hollins comes to the plate. You know, Hollins hit a great pitch in his last time up, Chris. He had a fastball running away from it. And a lot of times you see those guys will try and pull that pitch. Hollins just went right with it.
His 9th home run of the year, Jay, and 5 of them to the opposite field. Give you some idea of the great opposite field power this guy has from both sides. I mean, you talk about how strong he is right-handed. He's very, very strong left-handed also.
Like you said, 5 of his 9 home runs opposite field power. That's the mark of a guy that can wait on a pitch and then drive it a long way to the opposite side.
That's a double play ball, possibly. Liriano just in the game, turns it, and they got him. So 2 up and 2 down, or 2 out here in the 7th inning as the Rockies turn a double play. They've been playing pretty well in the infield in the games that we've seen them so far.
Well, they have. That on the year, that's their 48th double play. Phillies only had 44 coming into tonight's game.
Bang, bang play at first, but he got him. And here's Dalton to bat off his former teammate, Keith Shepard. Here's Shepard, selected in the expansion draft last year. Phillies got him from the Chicago White Sox. They took him in the 2nd round at Colorado. Fly ball center field. Late start for Jones. Coming hard. He got there. Boy, he was so deep and then got a really late start, but still made the play. In the inning for the Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors. They will leave nobody on base, and we're through 7. The Phils lead it 6-1.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving
When you were a child, you were told we're all created equal. But now that you're a little older, you see things a bit differently. The new Lexus GS Luxury Performance Sedan. It's roomier, quieter, and rides smoother than cars costing thousands more. Maybe we are all created equal, but it doesn't have to stay that way. See your New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer for treatment that's unequaled.
Yo, Phillies fans, here's the pitch. You, the Phillies, San Diego. It's the Jiffy Lube Coca-Cola Phillies road trip. Go to Jiffy Lube and you could win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 to the Phillies-Padres game in sunny San Diego. Round-trip airfare, deluxe hotel accommodations, and meals are all included. But hey, you can't win if you don't enter at any participating Jiffy Lube before June 30th.
Tommy Green show so far here tonight. That's the way it's been around here for a while, as he is pitching another excellent ball game. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, yet to walk a batter, and he leads it by 5 as we head to the 8th inning. Dave Hollins has chipped in tonight with a home run, a solo, his 9th of the year. Kim Batiste knocked in a couple of runs. Batiste had to leave the ball game with a bad hamstring. Phillies trying to go, Phillies trying to go back up to 21 games over 500 as we take a look at the Fanatic.
Yeah, what a job he does. Dave Raymond is the mascot today in the game. He's been voted by all the writers around the league. For a while there, the Chicken held that title, but Dave has surpassed him. He puts a lot of time and effort into the work he does.
He's the MVM. There he is. Eric Young, the batter, top of the order for Colorado here in the 8th inning. He hits a fly ball, popped up shallow in the infield. Duncan, the call, and he squeezes it one away here in the 8th. Tommy Green getting by with some first pitch outs in the last couple innings.
Well, what he's doing is he's going right after these young Colorado Rocky hitters, and he's challenging them. He's making them hit the ball. Even though he does have 7 strikeouts, he's getting ahead of them. He's throwing strikes. So the big difference tonight is the way Green has controlled the game. And, of course, the pitcher on the mound has the ball. He can't control the game, while on the other hand, Reynoso has, walked 4? Or 5.
Reynoso walked 4, before he left. It's starting to rain here as the umbrellas are coming up at the vet. There you see the umbrellas. 43,837 here tonight at the vet. As Jones grounds one to Duncan. Throws on the run, got him. Mariano's playing like he's a healthy man. 2 outs, and it's raining hard all of a sudden. Oh, no.
It was a nice play by Duncan because he had to come in and scoop it up, and Jones runs pretty good. Then he had to throw off balance on the run. You can see the pitch by Green, a slider. He's been painting that outside corner all night. Rockies have been swinging at that pitch, hitting it off the end of the bat on the ground, and Duncan makes a nice play, and Crook does a nice job of keeping the ball in the glove.
So Jones is now 1 for 4, and here's Dante Bichette. Swings and misses at a breaking ball. His 9-game hitting streak probably on the line right now. Batting .514 in that streak prior to tonight. He's 0 for 3, although he did scald a ball to left early in the game. As the rain continues to fall. First time it's rained here tonight. Oh, it looks like he wants that 10-gamer. As he tries to bunt his way on.
That's just as good as a base hit if you got the infield playing back. Crook was playing probably maybe 10, 12 feet behind first. Morandini behind the white line in short right field. So if he gets that ball down, it'll be an interesting race because Bichette is not the fastest guy in the world.
No balls and 2 strikes to Dante Bichette as the rains fall hard. Struck him out on another breaking ball. Number 8 for Tommy Green. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Through 7 1/2. Phil's lead it 6-1.
In a game rich with traditions, Sherwin-Williams has created one of its own by preserving and protecting the national shrines of our national pastime. This is the paint of the pros, and it's the choice of millions of fans at home. And while your town may not have a big league ballpark in it, it does have a big league paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
When this whole world starts getting me down, and people are just too much for me to face,
drift right into space. British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Y'all got to start thinking on a different level like the CIA does. People got to know why he was killed. The truth is the most important value we have.
I just want to raise our children and live a normal life. I want my life back.
Kevin Costner. Nothing is going to keep me from going ahead with my investigation of John Kennedy's murder.
In an Oliver Stone film.
I say let justice be done though the heavens fall.
JFK.
Time now for the Rolaids relief break as the raindrops continue to fall. Jeff Montgomery continuing to lead in the American League with Rick Aguilera and Dean Ward coming on. In the National League, Mike Stanton, Randy Myers, Rod Beck picked up save number 16 today. Rolaids spells relief. Big surprise in there to me is Randy Myers has done really a great job for the Cubs.
Yes, he has.
Guy who struggled most of last year and has really come on for the Cubs.
There was a nice piece by Larry Rosen on Jim Eisenreich. I kind of enjoyed that. You know? I'm getting all this static in my ear from the guys in the truck, but I really enjoyed it, even if Larry did do it.
Well, you know, you got to pay the price sometime for a good piece on the air. Eisenreich fouls it away. Eisenreich in Cavilla Duncan to face Keith Shepard here in the 8th inning as the raindrops continue to fall. 43,837, starting to thin out rapidly once the rain started. Phil's lead at 6-1. Eisenreich pops it up playable left side. Charlie Hayes off the line in foul territory. One away.
You know, you look back to last year and what Jim Fregosi had to deal with in late inning situations coming off the bench, and also now you look this year, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, a little difference in the amount of ammunition he has coming off the bench and what he has got to use to platoon, and also in late inning situations what he can do with these guys.
Well, here comes one of them. Incaviglia started the game tonight in left field. He's responded with 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, a run batted in, 35 hits for Incaviglia, 34 RBIs for the big guy. His average now at 289. Pete coming into the game batting at 280. He has had a very, very solid season thus far for the Phils. Shepard's first pitch, a big swing and a miss. Phillies baseball day camps for boys and girls 7 to 14 years of age in 12 great locations. And you'll get a day right here at Veterans Stadium. You want to go? Have mom and dad call 642-8585. That's 642-8585 for Phillies baseball day camps coming to a location near you.
Can we go?
Sure. There's another hit for Incaviglia. It's going to scoot on that wet turf. Cut off nicely by Jones. Pete Incaviglia is 3 for 4, and the Phillies have another hit. Their second of the game off Shepard, and that is hit number 9 in the ball game for them.
Shepard throws a little breaking ball that's up in the strike zone, and Incaviglia just laces this one out to center field. You can see that full extension. It looked like he was going to hit it off the end of the bat, but complete extension. He hit it broke.
Phillies got Shepard last year for Dale Swain. Here's Mariano Duncan, 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. He did not start the game. Batiste did. And he had a double before he had to leave with a leg injury. And Kim knocked in 2 on that double. So the 8-hole tonight is 3 for 3 with a single, double, triple, and 3 RBIs. Hard ground ball knocked down by Shepard. Duncan running hard, and he just got him at first. Nice play by Young, the second baseman. Scored 1-4-3 in Cavilla to second. There are 2 outs for Tommy Green.
Now that base hit written all over it, but you can see Shepard just does get his glove down. It goes off the tip of it, and Young is able to change directions and make a nice sidearm throw to Galarraga. Duncan has got pretty good speed, but Young made a fine one-handed pickup and then sidearmed the ball to Galarraga.
Here's Tommy Green. The Phillies have not lost a game he has started this year. And it's raining hard. I mean, it's really raining now.
Well, if I'm Tommy Green, I swing at the first 3 pitches, get the heck right out of the inning, and let's go to the 9th.
Or he'll try and become the first Philly to go 8-0 since Steve Carlton back in '81. That strike-shortened season.
The last thing Tommy Green wants is a rain delay. So I'm not taking it all. I mean, Tommy Green is not going to do anything to help this hitting situation right now. get this inning over with, get to the 9th inning, go out and do your job.
1 ball and 1 strike on Green with 2 outs. Hard ground ball to short. Well, that turf is really wet. And throwing him out as a shortstop, Liriano, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We are headed to the 9th. Phillies lead it 6-1.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
People who go to a Phillies game have fun, and the ones who seem to have the most fun are the ones who get full or part season tickets. They know they've got good seats, so they don't have to scramble or wait in line. Get the best seats with the least hassle with full or part season tickets. And you can get guaranteed box seats for 13 games for just $130. For more information on all the 1993 season ticket plans, call 463-5000.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in health care.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
Seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
The National League scoreboard where San Francisco beat Pittsburgh 3-2. Matt Williams, number 17. Cincinnati over St. Louis. Tim Belcher winning that ball game. Rick Wilkins has just homered in the 7th to tie Chicago and Montreal at 2. Mets leading Houston in the 5th. Later, those games on the coast. Let's go to the American League, where Detroit beat California 5-1 behind John Doherty 5-2. Cleveland over Minnesota. Reggie Jefferson had 4 hits in that game. Toronto beat Oakland 9-5. John Olerud, number 11. Ed Sprague, number 8. Guzman's 5-0. Baltimore and Seattle are 2-2 in the 8th. Griffey with 2 RBIs. Chicago leads Boston 5-2. They're in the 7th inning. Jorge Bell, or as he's now known, George Bell, a 2-run double for the White Sox. Milwaukee and Kansas City, no score in the 5th. And Texas leads the New York Yankees 3-1 at Arlington. They are in the 3rd inning. We are in the 9th inning here at the vet, and Tommy Green is trying to become the first Phillies pitcher to throw 4 straight complete games since Steve Carlson had 6 of them in 82. We're throwing Lefty's name around a lot tonight. That's pretty good company for Tommy Green.
Not bad. And if he does get a complete game here, the Phillies would go 14 in the National League. They lead the league in that. The next closest teams are tied with 6 are Houston, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, and New York with each 6 complete games. Atlanta behind them with 5. So the Phillies in that department have pitched outstanding.
And it is bringing it right now with the rain. This is the hardest it's rained so far. And the pitch to Galarraga is high. He's 2 for 3 with a strikeout. Look at the rain falling down around Tommy Green. It's going to get tough all of a sudden to pitch.
How about hit? With the rain dripping off your batting helmet. Green throwing a ball 80 or 92 miles an hour.
Galarraga helps him there by chasing a high fastball 1-2. Galarraga, Boston, and Hayes to face Green in the 9th inning. Kurt Schilling has 4 complete games for the Phillies. Green has 4. Terry Mulholland and Doug Drabek lead the league with 5. Crew chief in this group would be Randy Marsh out at second base. Hard ground ball. It hit the bag. Goes down the line. Incaviglia's going to have to come and get it. And Galarraga stopped at first, and now he'll waltz into second with a double, his 3rd hit of the game, and his 14th double. Right off the 3rd base bag.
Not a whole lot your 3rd baseman Hollins can do about this. The pitch was inside, and Galarraga just unloaded on it. Hollins started to go over, looked like he had a beat on it, had a chance to backhand it, but then you saw right there the ball hit the corner of the bag and jumped up about 20 feet in the air. And Incaviglia had to come over and grab it. Looked like a fan was going to reach out, grab it, but they let it go.
It's a clearing shower we're going to get for the nice day tomorrow. Fouled out of play left side.
Is that what this is?
It's good for anybody who has new sod down like me.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Or a dirty car.
I'm looking forward to this.
Dirty car would help,
yeah. Not while the game's going on, but this is good for the sod. No balls and 1 strike on Darryl Boston.
Speaking of sod, are you all planted now? You got all that down, ready to go?
I don't know. You never finish moving, right?
No, that's true. You never finish working around your house either.
Boston's 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. And Green misses a little low. Phillies are getting the bullpen up now with the weather conditions worsening. Tommy Green just at 100 pitches. That is not a very high total as we go to the 9th inning. In the bullpen working out there in right field, Larry Anderson and Mitch Williams. Just in case. Complete games are nice. Jim Fregosi likes them. So does the staff, but they want the win. Strike called with a backdoor breaking ball, 1 and 2. Boston thought the pitch was high. Has something to say to Hernandez and then takes a look at him.
We have seen a few games slip away in the 9th inning recently.
Yeah, the Phillies lost a couple games in the last homestand that they were not happy about. One to Montreal a week ago, 2 weeks ago tonight, and then of course that one to the Mets. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Boston. Missed inside. Tommy has struck out 8 in this game and hasn't walked a batter yet. Now it's 2 and 2 on Darryl Boston. The on-deck batter, Charlie Hayes. There's Galarraga on at first. Andres has 3 hits tonight. Has his average over 400 and closing in on enough plate appearances to lead the league in hitting. Hard ground ball. That one took a bad hop. Kruk grabbed it. Green covered. They got him. That ball looked like it hit the cutout. And fine play by Kruk. Galarraga moves to 3rd.
Excellent play by Kruk. Everybody talks about John's hitting ability, but people fail to realize what a good first baseman he is. If you look at him per se, you say there's no way that he can be quick and a very efficient fielder, but the ball hit on the edge of the turf where the dirt meets it, and Kruk stayed right with it. That made a nice, easy toss to a recovering Green. Watch the hop. Yeah, look at that. See how that ball hit right on the edge of the turf there?
Well, he is really a good first baseman. And Tommy Green covering, spins to make sure Galarraga doesn't try to score, which of course he isn't, down by 5 runs. Charlie Hayes, the batter, he struck out twice in singles. Charlie at 268, beginning the game at 267. 1 out in the 9th inning. Phillies 6-9-0. The Rockies 1-7-0. Low and in the dirt, and Angel Hernandez will toss a new baseball out to Green. The rain has let up now. It was really raining hard there for a couple of minutes, and now it's just drizzling a little bit.
Well, I guess they figured your sod got watered enough. You know, you know, it's okay. The cars are clean. Your sod's watered. Now it's time to play the game.
Let's get this over with. 1 ball, 1 strike on Charlie Hayes as Tommy Green's going to work from the stretch with the runner at 3rd and 1 out. It's a little bit low, 2 and 1. On deck is Danny Schaefer, the catcher. There is Randy Marsh, the crew chief, who's letting them play through it late in the ball game here in the 9th. Randy Marsh, a Cincinnati, Ohio native. Two and 1 to Charlie Hayes. It's a little low, 3 and 1. Hayes laying off that slider that he's been chasing all night. Mitch Williams and Larry Anderson continue to warm up. Fouled away. Charlie Green will have to allow a couple more base runners really for it to even get to a save situation. Phillies don't want to see that necessarily.
There's a bunch of ex-center fielders out there.
And they're hanging in there in the rain as Lenny Dykstra peers in from center field. And that's what he sees. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Charlie Hayes. Fastball fouled away right side, out of play, into the upper deck and back down again. Had some bad hands in that upper deck tonight. A lot of balls have been flying out of there back downstairs. Tommy Green rubs up a new baseball.
Imagine when you go to catch that ball and you look down and it's about a 70-foot drop. Might have second thoughts about reaching out too far for that ball.
Well, if you don't, you better. Here we go with a full count pitch to Hayes. Line drive to right. Eisenreich got a great jump on it. He'll catch it. Colorado's going to score, and it's a 6-2 ball game on a sacrifice fly run batted in for Charlie Hayes, but more importantly for the Phillies and Tommy Green. There are 2 outs. 2 earned runs now for Tommy Green. Came into the game with that 1.86 ERA, best in the National League. But he's given up a run in the first and a run in the ninth, both earned. You see the totals on the ball game. There are 2 outs for Danny Schaefer. Tommy Green 1 out away from being 8-0. What a start for Tommy Green. Started the year in the bullpen. Jim Fregosi just bringing him along slowly, wanted to get his confidence up. Knew just how to use him the way he does all his pitchers. There's a ground ball to third. This could be the ball game. Hollins throws to first, and Tommy Green is 8-0. He's up there in that rare air, some stuff Steve Carlton's accomplished around here. What a terrific performance by Green tonight. No walks and 8 strikeouts. There's Tommy Green. What a job he's doing for the Phillies this year. This pitching staff is amazing. Well, Jim Fregosi congratulating his troops as they win again. They're 21 games over 500 again. The final again, the Phillies 6 and the Rockies 2. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this.